Welcome to our channel. In this session, we will discuss the concept of demand paging. Before going to demand paging, first of all, you have to learn one point. What is that one? How an executable program is loaded from the disk into memory. That is, this one. What is the meaning of this one? If a program is to be executed, the program must be stored in physical memory. So we have to load the program from the disk into main memory or physical memory. Both are same. Load the program from the disk into memory. How? So one option is load entire program into the memory. Load an entire program into the memory. This is one option available. But what is the problem with this option? We have a disadvantage, a problem with this option, that is loading entire program into the memory. What is the problem is, suppose the programmer are at the particular situation, we doesn't need the entire program. We need only some part of the program, but even though we need some part of the program, but the entire program is loaded into the memory. That is the wastage of memory. You got it? At that particular time, we doesn't need the entire program, but we are loading the entire program. That is simply wastage of the memory. Or that is considered an example. If a program is available with a list of options, suppose consider a program has some list of options. The user has to select the option. Based on the option, only that part of the program is to be executed. Suppose if we load the entire program into the main memory means loading the executable code for all the options, even though we required an option of single. Okay? Loading the entire program means we are loading the executable code for all the options, even though we required a single option executable code. That is the main problem of loading entire program into the main memory or into the physical memory. So to overcome this problem, this demand paging comes into picture. So how demand paging is applied? Load the pages, not to process or not entire program. The process is divided into different number of pages. In this situation, we are loading all the pages at a time into the memory. But the second option is we load the pages into memory whenever they required. This is the important one. That is, whenever we require a page, only that particular page is loaded into the physical memory. That is, the required page is copied from the disk into main memory or into physical memory. That is called demand paging. You got it? What do you mean by demand paging? We demand the page, only the demanded page is loaded into the memory. Generally, this demand paging used in virtual memory system. Generally, the demand paging is used in virtual memory system. Okay, got it? Two options: load the entire program, only required pages. The only required pages concept is called demand paging. Now, we will discuss the basic concepts regarding demand paging. So, what are the basic concepts? Whenever a program or a process is swapping, whenever, suppose if a process is swapped in the pager, that is simply which pages we required, that is identified by the pager. So whenever a process is swapped in, the pager has to guess which pages will be used before the process swapped out. You know the concept of swapping. What is the swapping? Swap in and swap out means, suppose a process is in execution, if another process comes, suppose if high priority process comes, we swap out the running process and given the priority to the high priority process, that is swap in the newly coming process. Similarly, whenever a process is swap in, the pager has to guess which pages will be used before the process swapped out. What happens? Because of this, it reduces swapping time. The swapping time is reduced, at the same time less physical memory is required. That is, we are storing only the required pages, less physical memory is required. So this is the way pager use. Now, very important point is, we have to provide a distinction. Suppose a program or a process is divided into different number of pages. So some pages are loaded in the memory and some pages are on the disk. Okay, the required pages are placed into the memory, the not required pages are in the disk. Okay, now we have to provide a distinction. Between pages on the disk. So provide a distinction between the pages that are present on the disk and the pages that are present in the physical memory. We have to provide the distinction between the pages provided on the disk and the pages in the memory. So for that, we are using valid invalid bit scheme. We are using this scheme. By using this invalid bit scheme, we will segregate, that is, we differentiate the pages in the disk and the memory. So you know the point. What is the valid? A bit is set to valid means the corresponding page is in the memory. Remember, it always memory means the physical memory. If a bit is set to valid means the page is available in the memory. If a bit is set to invalid means, here we have two cases. What are the two cases? Invalid means the page is not in the memory. So obviously the page is in the disk. Or the page does not exist. The page is in the disk or the page does not exist. That is, invalid means the page is legal but it is not available in the memory. The page is legal and it is not available in the memory, or completely the page does not exist. This is the way. This is the valid invalid bit scheme. So here one more point we discussed is page fault. What do you mean by page fault? So in the memory we are trying to access a page, but actually what happens? The page is not in the memory. We are trying to access a page, but the page is not in the memory. Then what to do? We are accessing the page from the disk into the memory. Just now we discussed, that is called demand paging. Suppose in the memory we are trying to access a page, and if the page is not present in the memory, that is called page fault. What is page fault? Trying to access a page that is not in the memory. That is called page fault. Then what to do? We have to solve the page fault. Solve the page fault means the required page. We are trying to access a page means we are requiring this page. This page is not in the memory. So what to do? The required page is to be brought into the memory from the disk. So we have to handle the page fault. Okay, what is the next point? We have to handle the page fault. So once again, before going to demand paging, so briefly 3 points. The first one is the programs are loaded into the memory for execution. So how to load from the disk into memory? we have one main option is the entire program is loaded from the disk into the memory. So that is the problem is we do not need the entire program. Second option is we load only the required pages. That is called demand paging. Okay. Next, to separate, to differentiate the pages that are present in the disk and memory, we are using valid and invalid bit scheme. Valid means the page is present in the memory. Invalid means the page is not present in the memory or the page does not exist. Anything. Okay. Suppose the very important one is the page fault. If you are trying to access a page that was not in the memory, that point is called page fault. Then what to do? We have to handle the page fault. Handle the page fault means place the page from the disk into the memory. So next, what is our next point? Handling page fault. Handling page fault means the required page is brought into the memory. The required page is brought into the memory. So loadium, suppose for a particular process, what is the first step? The first step is make a reference to the page table. Make a reference to the page table. We are refer the, this is the page table. This is the page table. So in this page table, suppose I means invalid. Before going to this one, I will show you one example. Suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. This is some memory A, B. Okay, this is the page table. Assume this is the page table. So the page table contains frame number and valid invalid bit also. Frame number, valid invalid bit also. For example, 4, 5, 8. Assume 4, 5, 8. What are these? These are called frame numbers. These are called frame numbers. Now how they are stored in the physical memory? How they are stored in the physical memory? In the page table, this is valid, invalid, valid, invalid, valid. So in this way, that means this page is not in the memory. This page is not in the memory. So only 5. That is the page 2, page 5 and page 0 is available. See this one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. At frame 4, we are storing A. At frame 4, we are storing A. At frame 5, we are storing 2 means C. At frame 8, we are storing F. So we are storing only the valid pages. Invalid page means the pages are not in the memory. The pages are not in the memory. This is the valid invalid bit scheme. Simply we have some frames. The frames have valid, remaining everything is invalid. Okay? Is it clear? Now, so whenever a page fault occurs, what to do? First, to make a reference to the page table. If the reference is valid, no problem. That is not a page fault. If the reference is invalid means the page is not present in the memory. The page is not present in the memory. Then next step is simply, this is the reference. Refer the page table. Place some trap message to the operating system. That is, send some message to the operating system such that the required page is not present in the memory. The required page is not present in the memory. Trap message to the operating system. Then what operating system do? The operating system check for the corresponding page in the disk. The operating system checks for the disk whether the required page is present or not. Whether the required page is present or not. Okay. Suppose if the required page is present, you got it? Whenever page fault occurs, that means the page is not present in the table, we report the operating system such that the page is not in the memory. Then what the operating system do? Operating system checks the disk. Operating system checks the disk whether the required page is available in the disk or not. Suppose if the required page is available in the disk, then what to do? What to do? Check the free frame. Check. This is free frame. This is the fourth option. The fourth option is that from the disk, check the free frame and the corresponding page is loaded into the free frame. Corresponding page is loaded into the free frame. Once the loaded, update the page table. That is, reset the page table. Reset the page table. Again, start the instruction. This is the 5. Again, restart the instruction. That is, restart the instruction means start the, that is, try to access the page once again onward. Simply, how to handle a page fault? First, to check the page table. If the page is not present, report the operating system. The operating system checks the page in the disk. If the page is available, check for a free frame. If the free frame is available, the page is loaded into the free frame. Once the frame is loaded, it resets the page table. That means it updates the page table. The required page is available in this frame number. The required page is available with this frame number, and update this one as a valid and restart the instruction. This is the way to handle the page fault. Handle page fault. And in the extreme case, we are implementing the concept, that is, we are executing the process with no pages in the memory. So generally, in the general case, we are placing at least 3 to 4 pages in the memory. The very important 3 to 2 pages are initially loaded into the memory. But in the extreme case, we are starting the execution. We will begin the execution without any pages in the memory. That is, the starting page onwards, we have to apply the page fault. So with no pages in the memory, we are trying to implement this concept is called pure demand paging. What do you mean by pure demand paging? Pure demand paging means we start our execution with no pages in the memory. Initially, no pages. Okay, this is called demand paging. In the next session, we will discuss different page replacement algorithms.